India Charts publishes Nifty Daily, daily video updates, the weekly Elliott Wave Outlook, and the Long Shot Report covering all asset classes.
In today's video, I want to discuss the risk on trade. I've had a couple of questions about it after my last post, and it's also important to see that there are actually divergences in the trends of bond yields across countries that we are looking at, and therefore, what is that really telling us? So here I'm looking at a chart of Spain. Long-term readers would know that I published Spain bond yields several years back, showing this expanding ending pattern in the fifth wave, and I thought that was the bottom in yields, and truly that ended up being the case. And bond yields actually expanded from 2019 all the way into 2020. But since then, we're actually seeing a decline in yields. Since March of this year, you're seeing this slowly come down. We've sort of almost gone back to where we were in March, in the beginning of March, I should say. 4th of March is where bond yields were at this point before this panic spike. We're back at that level as far as Spanish yields are concerned. But this is not something we're only seeing in Spain. I moved down and I look at Germany. After the initial spike, somewhat sideways, might look like a inverted head and shoulders to some people, possibly the case, but I'm not sure if so, certainly. But we are seeing a flattening in the bond yield. We could possibly draw a triangle around this. Now, this is of course comes under the developed market scenario. So what you're seeing is actually developed market bond yields holding stronger, and in the case of the US, probably inching slightly on the upside. But when we actually look at other markets, like we saw Spain, or if we simply move to what we would call the BRIC nations like Russia, we're actually seeing bond yields go down. In fact, significantly from way back. Not only 2017-18, you had this spike here, when there was some panic in 2018 because of the dollar, and then again in 2020 because of the dollar here. Both of these occasions led to a spike, but eventually yields have gone lower, and again here we saw some move up, and now again it's rolling down. So what we are seeing is bond yields actually going down in some or many of these markets, except the developed markets, which I'll come to, and specifically the US, which is important from the risk on risk off view perspective. But my long-term view on Indian bond yields for quite a while, after having been bullish for many years, has slowly turned lower, and the reason is actually its break of the 6 to 7% range, where the whole pattern from being a three-wave decline, 1 to 3, became an impulsive 5-wave decline. So what we're actually looking at here is a 5-wave decline in the 10-year GSEC, okay, from here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, with an ending diagonal in the 5th, a slight bounce back. And once again, yields are going down. Now, this is very small for wave 2, and recently in many markets and many trends, we have been seeing very small bounce backs in wave 2s, whether it's in Nifty or in certain commodities and so on. So I wouldn't say this is a very unusual trend. It's very similar to what we are seeing in other places. And so have we really started the next leg down? So far, I'm just presuming it. We saw this initial decline, which is more a contract change, went sideways. But this sell-off is more important because it happens right after the RBI meet, where they've clearly said that they want to remain accommodative. They want to start, another form of LTROs, which are open to, everyone, and try to keep liquidity even easier. So targeted LTROs is what they're calling it. And that immediately led bond yields to drop a bit. And that's what we are really seeing right now. So essentially what I'm saying is that bond yields in India are heading much lower. They probably started a third wave or will do so eventually, if not now, later on. But I'm presuming they've already done so for the time being, based on these short-term swings lower. And what that creates is an environment of lower interest rates as far as at least India is concerned. And this is one of the triggering factors why you're seeing this run into valuations and this complete shift in what you think is value. Because falling interest rates is one of the key triggers. On the one side and the other side, you did have a very sharp decline in stocks, because it was almost a 2-year bear market that many of these stocks had actually gone through. And between 2018 and 2021, the mid cap index was down almost 50%. So a lot of stocks reached value. And then when you have an environment of lowering interest rates, that essentially kicks in value buying and realignment of what you think a stock is worth, because PE ratio is essentially a calculation of what you think the valuation should be. In fact, more popular people now, most analysts publish something known as the EV by EBITDA, which is closer to what you would call the earnings yield for a company. And when you compare the earnings yield with actual interest rates, that's what tells you what kind of multiplier you should be giving, because lower the interest rates, higher the EV by EBITDA you're willing to pay, because valuations allow that. So that's one of the reasons of how you really justify why markets are getting more valued. Of course, at the end, beyond a point, you need growth to kick in, which is the second factor that we would continue to watch out for. But falling interest rates creates an environment of liquidity. So that's one part. Now, what we are seeing simultaneously while the GSEC yields are dropping is that we also see the US 10-year yields actually going up. So I'm going to be switching now charts to the US 10-year. And what you're actually seeing here, and this is a chart I think I put out last week, and so if you didn't really understand it, you can actually look at it here. And what you see here at the bottom end of this chart is rising bond yields breaking out of a triangular pattern. In fact, I've shown this wedge also many times. So you had this falling ending diagonal pattern, and I thought yields would go up. You had a slight throw under at the fag end, and then again it tried to move up, formed a triangle, and again it's trying to move up. Now the move up is turning out to be very slow. It could have been faster. Maybe it picks up pace later on. But what is important is that yields are not falling anymore, and that usually creates an environment is what we call as a risk on. So a lot of people ask me, what does this risk on mean, especially on Twitter? And this is the chart that explains it. This is an inverted chart of US bond prices versus the Dow Jones Industrials Index. Now, so this is not the yield chart. This is an upside down of the yield chart up here. The top end is the bond price. Okay, so if yields are rising, you essentially have falling bond prices, and if yields are falling, you have rising bond prices. And when you look at this chart, what we call the risk on trade is essentially an interest by fund managers to move money out of bonds into equities. And usually when that happens, either bond prices go down or they remain flat and equity prices go up, which is what you're really seeing starting from March of 2022 now is yields are flat. They were forming an ending diagonal and they're somewhat coming down. And throughout this time period, you can actually see higher equity prices. Now, there's been an argument for a while that in a very deflationary environment, you probably will not you'll probably not see this relationship go on, because bond prices and equity prices may fall together. And that would only happen if you have outright debt defaults happening across the board, something that the Fed has managed to put a stop to every time. The risk of that also would have been higher in a rising dollar environment. Right now, what we are witnessing is a falling dollar environment, which is why also you see the divergence between bond yields in India or emerging markets and the US. So typically, if you went back to the rising dollar period, which is from 2009 to 2018 or 19, what you had witnessed is that every time there was a run up in the dollar, you also saw bond yields going higher, and then that pushed bond yields higher for all emerging markets. So sort of emerging market bond yields were always under pressure from US yields, which is what you might not be seeing right now, because for the last 6 months, the dollar's been falling. That completely takes away risk from emerging market space. And so you're actually seeing a divergence between yields in the US and probably in India, where yields are going down, whereas they are rising a bit. Of course, from a Fed standpoint, they're really not, going up. So when we look at the big picture on, bond yields, US versus the US, what we actually see is an inverse correlation going back in time. And while going back in time, you can actually see 2016. This arrow is where the last election occurred. That is when Donald Trump came to power. And there's a lot of fear around what would happen to the market. But immediately, if you looked at bond yields, they started to drop very sharply. Okay, so the trend for bond yields was already down if you look at what was happening before the election, and it continued even more sharply after that. So what happens when bond yields are going up, that is bond prices are going down. So I'm sorry, not yields going down, I'm saying bond prices going down. So this is a bond price chart. So what happens when bond prices are going down and yields are going up is what we call as a risk on environment, because people are willing to take a risk by actually selling bonds and buying equities, which is what you saw in the subsequent period for the next 1.5 years. Similarly, after 2018, we've seen bond yields actually go down, which is bond prices go up. So fund managers would be buying bonds and selling equities. And therefore, you saw a huge underperformance of the equity space relative to bonds between 2019 to 2020. However, since March of this year, what we are seeing is bond yields have gone flat, okay, and only now rising a bit, and throughout that time you're seeing equity rise. So when in the short term you're actually watching this indicator for risk on, which is money moving out of bonds into equities, you actually want to see bond prices go down and bond yields go up. So which is why I come back to this chart, which is what I'm watching. Is our bond yields actually rising on the US 10-year? Because as long as they are rising, you can see this entire period over the last 2 weeks, and you will find US equity prices actually moving higher, which is essentially a signal of a risk on environment where people are willing to get out of bonds and buy stocks. And this trend has been in force for the last 30 years, so it hasn't changed. And the falling dollar has essentially taken the risk out of even the emerging market space, which is where central bank intervention is causing yields to remain down. So that's the big picture of how you should really look at bond markets. Continue to watch this as an indicator as to what risk assets are doing, whether people are willing to bet on risk or not, and also watch bond yields of emerging markets, because as long as they are going lower than where they were before, which means there's a big trend change, then what we'll end up seeing is willingness of much higher valuations in emerging markets because of the lower interest rates that we are able to achieve. So that's all in this update.